Did you hear Glenn Beck is gone off or is leaving Fox News?
I was pleased to hear it.
He initially the report was really vague and it was just kind of, well, the show may have run its course. By the way, if a show is profitable, you'll never hear the term run its course. So that right there is a red flag.
Right.
And it turns out a Fox News executive is leaving to actually be Glenn Beck's liaison in this kind of new capacity with Fox News. Glenn Beck is going to be a producer. And this is actually we have the video from this final explanation, or not the final show, but explaining that he's leaving. And like everything else we've come to see and expect from Glenn Beck, it's pretty bizarre. I'm not going to even ask Lewis if he saw this. We know what the answer is. Let's get Lewis's reaction anew here. And I know we have this thing. It's just a matter of time.
Today, but I want to verify something that is true. I am going to leave this program later this year, but I am not leaving Fox, and I will explain at the end of the program. There is time for that, but tonight and tomorrow I want to ask you to DVR this program.
Yeah.
There is much.
So after people DVR'd the program, like he said, I hope that logic and reason set in and they started saying, well, hold on a second. Fox News is a for-profit media outlet, and if they are making a ton of money with Glenn Beck, then why on earth would they have this agreement for him to leave, especially if we're getting no details about why he's leaving? I think it's a logical question to ask.
Right.
So I found a couple of different articles that really outline the fact that, number one, we were assuming because it was the third top-rated cable news show that it was making money. Ratings do not necessarily equal money, as evidenced by all of the sponsors that actually dropped Glenn Beck. So this may not be as innocent as we are being told that it is. And really, if you actually add up the money, if you think of the companies that advertise during the 5 p.m. Eastern Time news hour that the Fox News team lost or was not able to get because they made it clear they will not advertise on Glenn Beck. I don't even like naming these, but I will. Applebee's, AT&T, Bank of America, Best Buy. If you add all of these up and you think, well, hold on a second. Glenn Beck had higher ratings than the Situation Room. He basically had the highest ratings at the 5 p.m. Eastern hour, but he didn't have those advertisers. How much money could that really be? The estimates I'm seeing are about $600,000 less per week, okay? Add that up over the year. Consider the fact that other advertisers take the lead. Other advertisers who have the same media buyer as the liaison to Fox News are not going to advertise. The estimates I'm looking at say $43 million is the effect of the Stop Beck campaign. And by the way, not every big corporation needs Stop Beck to tell them this is not a show you want to advertise on. $43 million. So when Glenn Beck casually says, well, I think it's time to go in another direction and we had a good run and let's just figure out something else to do here, I didn't believe it. I hope Lewis didn't believe it. He's a little bit more easily influenced than I am. I really hope the audience understands that if it's profitable, nobody really cares if Glenn Beck is crying because he's putting Bengay under his eyes or writing straight out lies on a chalkboard. If it's profitable, it's staying.
Right. This is kind of the same thing, how he doesn't disclose that the things he's promoting on his show are sponsors of his.
Right.
Why would he come clean with
I got
this?
an email about that. We had a segment a couple of months ago where Glenn Beck was proposing, he was saying for Christmas, he's getting people food storage from some food storage company so they can have a year's worth of food. And I said to myself, that's a little weird. Let's look into that. And lo and behold, Glenn Beck is a Mormon, and Mormons have these food storage requirements that they're supposed to adhere to. Glenn Beck didn't mention that. He didn't mention that during the piece. So if he had said to me, because I'm a Mormon, I'm going to tell all of my relatives and I'm going to pitch to my audience that you get a year's worth of food storage for like $10,000. That would be respectable if nothing else. At least I would respect the full disclosure.
Right.
But to just go on there like the big deal now because of liberals are going to make it so we run out of food. You need food storage. And by the way, the next commercial when he says we'll be right back is for a food storage company. It's not full disclosure. It's not honest. It's not ethical. And it's probably an indicator of the lengths he had to go to plug advertisers because of the $43 million that they're losing out on.
So why would he say on Fox News, because I have a big mouth, because I'm a lunatic, because I'm a bigot, none of these advertisers want to pay for time during my show?
We can't expect him to say that.
No, of course not.
On today's bonus show, we'll be talking about the French veil ban. There's an Egypt blogger who has been jailed. Also, Chevy recalls. Why anybody at this point would be buying a Chevy, I don't know. But apparently, Lewis, you'll explain it to me. So if you're not getting the bonus show, davidpakman.com/membership. We'll take a break. Bill Scher is up next. I'm hoping he can make heads or tails out of this government non-shutdown that's going on. And still plenty more to come. Stay tuned.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.